turn your television, very likely the television you're watching right now, into part of your room decor. It cannot just blend right in, but add to everything around you. With a simple DIY and a unique product, you can transform your TV with a frame to make it feel like a piece of art. NataLee Callahan of Designed to the Nines says you can have the look of an art TV without the price. She's created a DIY frame that is both easy and inexpensive. Welcome back to the show, sister. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Oh, it's always a treat. So glad to connect with you today through Zoom. You're always at work on new DIY projects, but this one in particular caught our eye because you used a unique product to create this TV frame.
Yes. So this is super fun. I've always wanted one of those fancy Samsung Art TVs. They're very expensive, and I didn't want to buy one of those, but I wanted to have the feel of that. So I came up with a way to recreate it, and I used, the interesting item is I used bendable molding. Now, this is not the exact same one that I used on my frame, but it's the same kind of concept. And as you can see, it's kind of bendy and it peels and sticks. Now, the reason I went with this product was because I wanted to have a decorative finish on my frame. And I was having a hard time finding that. It was very expensive when I could find it. And so this was a really good option. Plus, it was very lightweight.
What is flexible molding used for usually?
Okay, so it's like if you have a wall that's kind of curved, or if you want to put like an arch on a wall, it just makes it more flexible. And it's also really handy if you don't have like expensive tools. I mean, if you want to do trim on your wall, you can cut this with scissors and knives and things like that.
Got it. And did I understand this correctly? You added that flexible molding to PVC. Why PVC instead of wood?
Right. So you could technically use wood if you wanted. The reason I chose to go with PVC is because it's lighter weight. Now, my TV is mounted on the wall, and so any way I can lighten up that frame, especially with the size of it, PVC is just simply lighter. Right.
Okay. So not the round PVC, but the flat PVC?
Yeah, so they make like molding out of just that same material. It's paintable, it's lightweight, and they have it in lots of different shapes anymore. So I went with like a simple 1x2 for the inside, and then like a 1x3 for the outside.
Okay, so far this feels really doable. You say PVC, I think pipe, but I understand now that it's the product, it's the material, not the shape. Okay, from there, this is where it starts to feel a little out of reach, but you're gonna walk us through it. You say we miter the edges. What tools do we need for this?
Okay, so the first thing that I did is I connected the 1x2 to the 1x3, leaving a little bit of a gap, not much. But first I put the stickable molding onto the PVC, then I attached it. The reason I assembled the entire frame first before mitering the edges is so that I could have cleaner cuts instead of trying to match up a whole bunch of different pieces of molding. If they were already attached together, when we make that 45-degree cut on a saw, it's all, it's all the same cut, it's all even and super, super nice. And so it's a simple 45-degree cut. Now, you can use a miter saw, but if you don't have that, you can use a miter box. It's just going to give you a little bit more of an arm workout. Okay, so you cut the top, you cut the side, and then you use those as a template of sorts? Yeah, so you cut one that you know is going to fit and one that you know is going to fit on this. Then when you know they're going to fit, you exactly replicate those so everything is nice and square when you attach them together. Okay, how did you glue it all together at that point? So you can use wood glue. I used Power Grab because it is like a construction adhesive. In addition, I used some brad nails to hold it into place while the Power Grab was drying. And then because of the sheer size of mine, inside on the back side of this, I put some kind of L brackets just to kind of reinforce those corners and make it really secure. All right, now this is why we love, listen, and learn from NataLee, because of all of the TV frame tutorials out there, everyone will tell you to keep going. You say pause at this point because you learned a little lesson, a step that you want to make sure people don't miss. Well, I couldn't figure it out because in all the tutorials that I saw for this, and there are some out there, mine's a little bit different in the fact that none of them accounted for turning on and turning off the TV.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if you don't have a Samsung Frame TV, you need to be able to turn it on, and you need to be able to access that.
I mean, it's kind of important. We want the TV to look pretty. We also, I don't know, want it to turn on.
Right. It pained me to make that hole, but once it's on, it looks really, really beautiful. You don't notice it. And you can actually turn it on and off.
Okay, helpful, very helpful. Then you can paint it however you want. You did a mix of paint that I noticed.
Yeah, so I wanted a bronzy look just because of my bedroom, but I love the gold looks. So what I did first is I did a base of black just to have it like that be the primer, a starting point. And then I use various spray paint colors, some golds, some bronzes, and blacks to kind of give it like an aged look, but also to give it some variation so it wasn't like all one-dimensional.
Right.
Now, if you like the gold, you could definitely go over this with Rub and Buff and really give it that, you know, brass gold.
That metal finish.
Really popular right now.
Yeah. 30 seconds, Nat. How do we hang this frame on our TV? How does that work?
Okay, so you're going to get some really thick elastic, and you're going to do 2 on the back, and you're going to screw them into the top and bottom, and then you just slide it around, and it hugs on. I've had this on for months now, and the elastic's holding firm, so
fantastic. Fantastic. Total cost, do we have a cha-ching on this?
Yeah, so mine, because I went with the fancy, the more decorative trim, was $60. And so that's really, really good for the size.
Yes.
If you omitted that and just did something more a little simplistic, you could be in at $30. So.
$30. And anyone who's shopped the retail version of what you just did knows what a significant savings that is. Amazing project. Thank you so much. You're always sharing fun DIYs and empowering women, I will say, to pick up the tools and get it done. How can we follow along?
Yeah, designed to the nines on any of the socials. My main social is YouTube.
All right, we'll link you to all of the products Natalie shared, along with a link to her YouTube channel, so you can find the power of design as well. Thank you so much. Great job.
Thank you so much.